Are careers in construction growing in Indiana?
Careers in construction are growing in Indiana. In fact, one of the most recent surveys showed that careers in construction were in the top 10 jobs available in the state of Indiana. And according to the Indiana Department of Workforce Development, when you look at growth over the next few years, by the year 2020, jobs in the construction and trades industry are going to grow by more than 20%. So there is opportunity out there.
And what's the situation like in Indiana for construction-related trades?
Well, one of the interesting things in the construction-related trades is that the average age of the worker out there is 48 years old. So it's an aging workforce, and those who are in those trades know that they need to get younger workers into the pipeline to be able to fill the jobs that are not only currently available, but they'll also will become available as these older workers start to age out and retire. So there are lots of jobs in fields like construction, in pipe fitting, in electrical working. In any of those things you think about, are sort of the trade industry. Jobs are available, and they're looking for people to fill those jobs and get the training to do those jobs.
So how are they trying to do that?
Well, a couple of ways. Actually, trade industries now are starting to reach out to children in high school, sometimes even in middle school, to let them know about the jobs that are available in those trades, what those jobs entail, what a typical workday is like, even bringing people who work in the trades into classrooms to meet with the kids and talk to them about what they do, why they like it, why it drives them to go to work every day, and also about the opportunities that are available in those industries. There's also an ad campaign out there talking about those jobs as well. So the industry as a whole is really trying to work together to try to build awareness of the need for those jobs and what those jobs entail to try to get younger people interested in moving in that direction.
And going into the classroom also helps teachers too.
Well, that's right, because teachers can learn about what is available for certain kids. You know, you might see a child in a classroom who really likes working with his or her hands, or, you know, that may differentiate them from somebody who really is thinking more about to do artsy things, or to maybe is really more into science. But maybe there's child or children in a classroom that really like to work with their hands. Teachers can talk to them about, well, why do you like that? What drives you to work with your hands? Why do you like to tinker with things or fix things? And did you know there are careers that are available for you if you want to continue to do that kind of work? So it really can help teachers let children know, maybe kids who like to work with their hands, that there are jobs out there that fit their abilities and their passions.
And what about technology for the future? How is that going to impact these careers?
Technology really is impacting careers for a number of reasons. First, if you think about the way a home was wired even 20 years ago, you might have had some wiring in there for an electrical, you had the electrical system, but then you might have a thermostat that needed a little bit different wiring, or even a home alarm system that might need a kind of wiring. But now we have smart homes where people walk in, everything's controlled by a keypad. You can even access these homes and these keypads remotely from your phone. So kids who know how to think about a whole grid system, how the technology goes into that, what wiring is going to be needed for that, wiring a home for the internet or for wireless remote access in a home, Wi-Fi access in a home. All those things are now playing into how buildings and homes are designed. And so people in those industries say that when you get to the technical requirements, they need people who think about computers and how computer systems work and how they fit into homes.
And what about, we've heard a lot about aging infrastructure. How will that play a role in the future of careers?
We do have aging infrastructure. Everything from the way our electricity is delivered, from the where it's generated to where it gets to homes and businesses, to our roadways. There is crumbling infrastructure. And as we look to replace those systems, there's going to be a need for people who have those skills in the electrical fields, in pipe fitting, in steelworking, in carpentry. So again, as we replace that aging infrastructure, these jobs are going to be in high demand.
Now, some people might think these are low-paying jobs. Is that the case?
Well, a median income job in the carpentry field is about $45,000 a year. So what people tell us is these jobs do pay well. Somebody said, you know, her father was a construction worker. She said our family never wanted for anything. Oftentimes, people in these fields are able to work some overtime to supplement their income. So the jobs can be well-paying. They can be very rewarding. People who get into them talk about the fact that they really like the work that they do. On the other side of this, too, is that many of these jobs, as people are going through apprenticeships to get the training to do these jobs, they are actually earning associate degrees while they're going through their training. And many of those people go ahead and go on and get bachelor's degrees. So it isn't as though if you go into a career in these fields, you're not going to be able to get some higher education that can prepare you perhaps to branch out of those fields later on. Again, with many of the apprenticeships, you get an associate degree while you're working on those apprenticeships, and then you have that ability to get a bachelor's degree as well.
You mentioned apprenticeships. What else can students do now to prepare for these types of careers?
Really look at math. Everybody in these fields say that students need to know math. You know, if you even think about in carpentry, you're going to need a little bit of geometry. But in all of these fields, you have to do things such as be able to measure distances and make sure that your electrical run is going as far as it needs to be, or that two pipes sync up together so that they can form a whole system. So really focusing on math, getting as much math as you can in high school. People in the trades recommend getting 4 years of math, getting a little bit of geometry and college algebra as well. And then also just making sure that you're perhaps out doing some work in whatever job it may be right now, so that you start to develop the soft skills, showing up for work on time, being part of a team, making sure you can communicate with people. Those are all skills you learn in the workplace. And people in the trade say those skills are very important in their field as well. So when they're looking for people, they're not only looking for people who have an interest in doing the job, can pass the training to do the job, but also have those all-important soft skills to make sure they'll be good members of their team.